Hey, my name's Cleary. I was on YouTube the other day, just checking shit out. This guy pops up out of nowhere. I watched one of his videos, and I think he's kind of fucking dumb. He's a bit of a fucking idiot. So, yeah, I just wanted to walk through another one of his videos. Obviously, I haven't watched this one yet.
Now on to today's list of things that didn't age well.
All right.
Number 10, we have the governor of New York. This is a beautiful one. Beautiful, beautiful meme. Brought to you by I'm a Meme Zero. And this is just more on New York and sanctuary cities in general.
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do this.
That labeled themselves as sanctuary cities to corral votes before elections. And now that they have to actually deal with it, they don't like it so much. So here's the.
Let's listen. Hey, maybe.
As you know, the Statue of Liberty is inscribed. It says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled young masses yearning to be free, the wretched refuse to a teeming shore." And that statement encapsulates our values. We want people to come here, despite where they came from, or despite the circumstances that drove them to this country and to this state. We say you are welcome here. We are welcome with open arms, and we'll work to keep you safe. We'll not only house you, but we'll protect you. So our message to the world is, send us your people, send us those who need.
Send us your poor, you're hungry. Yeah, we get it. Okay, stop with the fucking political talk.
With big hearts and open arms, and we'll provide a safe.
Please stop with the emotional appeals.
We have to let the word out that when you come to New York, we're not going to have more hotel rooms. We don't have capacity. So we have to also message properly that we're at our limit. If you're going to leave your country, go somewhere else. But the smarter thing is to apply for asylum before you leave your country.
That's its own issues, of course. Hold on, before he even says anything, yeah, I think it's good that they're taking as many people as possible. Obviously, well, I feel like New York should have the infrastructure. It should have the capability to take. I don't know how many they took in though. That's the thing. But yeah, obviously they can only take in so many people. I don't really see this as being hypocritical. It's more practical, right? They did open themselves up to a lot of immigrants, and now she's saying, okay, we're filled up, can't take anymore. So what's the problem?
But you were the one that put out the message. Yeah,
and then they got filled up. It's like saying, oh, the pool's open, but we can only take like 50 people, and the 50 people, show up, and then you're like, okay, can't have any more.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing to see these political hacks,
political
not age well.
Hack, dude.
Amazing. Again, they labeled themselves as sanctuary cities, but now that they have to actually deal with the problem, they don't want to.
No, it sounds like they have dealt with the problem, dude. It's just that they can't take on any more fucking immigrants. Yeah, you can only have so many people in your fucking city. There's like housing, there are jobs to worry about, just infrastructure in general. Of course, you can only take in so many fucking people. It sounds like they did take in a lot of fucking people, and now they're saying, "Hey, we can't take in any more." Apply for asylum. Try to get in through other means. Maybe go to other states. That's the gist I got. I don't see a problem with this. I think you're calling out hypocrisy where there really isn't any, dude.
Number 9. For this one, we go to a Republican. Rep. George Santos. He tweeted this meme not too long ago saying, "They're not after me, they're after you. I'm just in the way."
Oh, what a brave statement.
This was hilarious if you have paid attention with what's going on. But this got fact-checked. This is one of my favorite parts about community notes on Twitter.
Oh, was this?
It's like
fake?
Democratized fact-checking. So people vote on if the fact-check is legit or not. And people voted on this and said, this is beautiful. They are, in fact, after Representative Santos, who is accused of stealing money from his own donors, among other offenses.
I'm not sure about that one.
And some of the stuff he spent money on is just wild. Campaign money. So this guy is everything in D.C. that he pretends to be against.
Hold on. He didn't. He spent money on, donation money on OnlyFans? What? After one $50,000 payment from the campaign committee to Santos, the funds were used to, among other things, pay down personal credit card bills and other debt, make a $4,127.80 purchase at Hermes, and for smaller purchases at OnlyFans, Sephora, and for meals and for parking. Dude, there's no way. Hold the fuck up. No, he did not. This guy's a Republican candidate, right? I'd love to shit on him, but hold on. There's no way, right? George Santos scandal. What's up with you, dude? Expelled from the House on a bipartisan vote Friday. Damn, no one liked him. Dozens of his Republican colleagues joining Democrats in ousting him. Jesus. Senator of overlapping scandals since he won election last year. And he faces a slew of federal charges related to alleged fraud and campaign finance violation. Oh, no. It sounds like this might be true. Oh, no. Dude, Santos, what the fuck are you doing? 13 federal charges against him, including wire fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, and making false statements to Congress. Oh, no. Fraudulent schemes and brazen misrepresentations. Company in control, and then use money for his personal expenses, including on laundering, design, clothing, credit card payments, and car payments. Oh, no. It sounds like this might be true. I should look at other sources. I want to keep going with the video, though. Damn, dude. You fucked up.
And some of them is everything in DC that he pretends to be against.
Yeah, holy
which
shit.
Is, par for the
It sounds like we can all agree that George Santos
is
is kind of a dick. All right.
So, and he's not running again, thankfully.
Hey, Zeducation, we can agree on that. All right,
There's been a lot of talk about impeachment and Joe Biden, and that's just been the case now for the last however many years.
Yeah, I wonder if that's gonna become a fucking trend. Like the other party just continuously trying to impeach the president. Hopefully that doesn't. Dude, I feel like Biden has. So I was talking to my little brother about the Russia shit, his ties to Russia. That stuff's kind of sketchy. Does anybody know why he was getting payments from Russian oligarchs or whatever? I would be super interested to know. I feel like the laptop thing with Hunter Biden and the drug stuff is I don't really give a shit about that ultimately. The Russia thing's a little sketchier though. I'm wondering about that, but
same thing with Trump, obviously. But it's kind of funny how it's viewed differently under different circumstances by certain people. For example, in September of this year, this person tweeted,
"Impeachment is something we undertake only for serious crimes and misdemeanors, or because the president is a Democrat, and that makes us mad."
So, criticizing the call for impeachment. There's many reasons to do that with Joe Biden.
Explain.
Where's the money coming from? How much did he get? Who's 10% for the big guy? That's a real thing.
Are you? Is he talking about the Russia shit? That I can get somewhat on board with.
We should demand answers for that, correct? Anyways.
Okay, would he say the same thing about Trump? I wonder what his feelings are when it comes to Trump's impeachment. There was so much more to go off, too. It sounds like whatever Biden's going through is just, nothing compared to the mountains of bullshit Trump was fucking, wading through. So I wonder what his feelings are when it comes to that. I've heard this guy talk about Trump a little bit, or Trumpsters, anyway, and it sounds like he's relatively in support of them. So I would like to hear his thoughts on Trump. I feel like he's being a bit of a fucking hypocrite here. I hate it when people do that, dude. I personally, I think it's kind of fun to make fun of presidents fucking up during speeches and shit. I don't think it's legitimate criticism of a president though. And I hate it when Republicans come out and go oh, stop making fun of Trump for his fucking speeches, dude. Come on, you can do that shit. And then they turn around and they're making fun of Biden and his slip ups during speeches. I think it's incredibly hypocritical. It's just so stupid. Attack his policies, attack what he's doing. Don't attack little blunders in a speech. I think it's incredibly fucking vain.
But that's not a serious issue. They're only doing it because it's partisan. They never did that on the left, except on day one of Trump's presidency in 2017. The campaign to impeach President Trump has begun.
The legitimate impeachment trials, yes, of President Trump.
They literally said they're going to impeach him before they even had anything to try and impeach him on.
Not true at all. What do you fucking mean? Wait, they had nothing to go off of when they first started to try to impeach Trump? Are you kidding? What about all the weird ass Russia shit? That was insane. And Comey literally can't, not Comey. Fuck. Who was the guy? God, I can't even remember the name of the guy. Who headed Trump impeachment? No, it was former FBI director Trump impeachment. I suck at typing, but also I'm kind of trying to type in a weird position. Was it Comey? No, dismissal of James Comey. I remember he was trying to get James Comey to kind of essentially just do whatever Trump wanted, right? That was some weird shit. No, who was the guy? Mueller! Oh, the Mueller report. Here we go. Yeah, the fucking Mueller. Mueller. Okay. Yeah, he literally came out because people were like misinterpreting what he had discovered. He didn't have enough to charge Trump with, but there was a lot of evidence that some sketchy shit was going on. Are you seriously saying that they had nothing to go off of when they first started? It seemed like it was a pretty pointed fucking impeachment inquiry. It was mainly about the Russia shit, dude. What are you talking about?
And then the things they tried to impeach him on were a joke.
What? Dude, he had legitimate ties to fucking Russia. Like, there was some sketchy fucking shit going on.
It's hilarious, but...
No, it's hilarious how fucking stupid you're being. Are you kidding me? Wait, so the Biden impeachment stuff, completely legitimate. You're doing the thing, dude. You're doing the fucking thing. I think it's legitimate. If you have questions when it comes to like Trump or Biden, I think it's legitimate to do like a fucking like an inquiry or whatever. I think it's legitimate in both cases. You're doing the whole fucking partisan bullshit where like, oh, you should be able to fucking impeach Trump, but you should be able to impeach Biden with impunity. Like, it's so fucking stupid. And once again, Trump is a sketchy son of a bitch, dude. There was a lot to go off of when it came to his impeachment trial.
This is the game. This is the game in DC.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is the game. It's the fucking partisan hack fucking game that you're playing right now. Holy shit.
On to some woke failures. We got.
Oh, here we go. Yes, please. Let's do it.
Failures because we hope they fail.
Oh, do we?
For example, not too long ago, back in 2019, Marvel, they said
there's nothing wrong with this.
To expand with more diversity and inclusion. And the problem here is, it doesn't matter, who is the best, what's the best storyline.
I'm sorry. Okay, first off, they're going to choose like experienced actors. They're not just gonna like pull some random fucking woman off the street because she's like, yeah, black fucking woman, they need to fill a role or whatever. These are still like legitimate, experienced, talented people.
It's how do we jam all of these themes, these woke ideas into a movie and jam it down people's throats?
Okay, what is your problem with having a fucking female like take the lead for once? What is wrong with that, dude? No, there's a huge impact when it comes to like people seeing the roles other people play in like film and whatnot. It can help expand people's ideas of what they are capable of doing within their societal role. Like when it comes to women, there was like the whole like Scully effect or whatever when it came to the X-Files. Like a lot of women wanted to be like detectives after seeing seeing that. Sorry, I'm horribly paraphrasing right now, but ultimately it is important for like black people, Asian people, people of all races, people like males and females to see people like them in like lead roles like that. It does have a huge impact on what people think they are able to do in society. Now it can get weird sometimes. People can do it in awkward ways or just super like over the top ways. I agree, but I think overall being inclusive like that is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with it.
That's what it has become. Luckily, people don't want that.
No, it seems like people are more or less okay with it. That seems to be the trend at this point. Honestly, like the big budget films seem to be a lot more inclusive. Kind of seems like we won on on that front, dude.
And it shows at the box office. The Marvels records historic MCW low box office opening. The Marvels set the record for the lowest box office opening in the Marvel universe.
Okay, why though?
Just $47 million.
I'm sorry, you're assuming it's because of the inclusivity. Hold on. Which movie was this? Oh my god, hold on. Marvel tanked. Okay, yeah, why? What movie is this? Captain Marvel. Okay. Third installment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, sequel to 2019, Captain Marvel managed the list. Okay, why? What are people saying about it? Yeah, I heard Ant-Man did really well. No, like a more recent one. Not 2015. Wait, otherwise you have to go outside to find such a slow start for Marvel movie releases like Sony's. Yeah, Morbius didn't do very well, right? There was a Fantastic Four reboot? Interesting. Okay. It doesn't seem like any of those did very well either. It sounds like Marvel is just not doing that great anymore. A film director, directed by, it was the first MCU release directed by a black woman. Okay, sure. It was also the rare, really the first one? Huh, weird. Marvel movie led by 3 women. Reviews weren't strong. Audience reaction. I want to know why. Here, let's go to Rotten Tomato. No, fuck it. Oh, no. Captain Marvel? Is it Captain Marvel? Yes. Okay. Oh my god, my computer's so slow. Okay. Fuck. Hold on. Captain Marvel. Oh my god, I can't type. There we go. Okay, so the audience fucking hated it, but the reviewers were okay with it, it looks like. Reviews. I want reviews. Dude, I've never actually been on this fucking website. Here we go. The chemistry between Larson and Lynch propels the last half of the movie. Okay, so that's an agreeable comment. Captain Marvel has things going for it that elevated a bit above the pack and provide more culture. Wait, what? I need bad reviews. What are people complaining about? Lacking unifying vision and charismatic star performance. This film is less big screen comic than a patchwork quilt. What just happened? Why did you? Oh god, my computer's fucking bugging out. Funny, masterful. Fight scene, emotionally or even a generally bone-chilling epic scene. Everything's just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. See, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, it sounds like Marvel's just kind of dropping off and getting more formulated. Sure, some people seem to like it. Dude, these comments are not reflective of the review. Got a headache after watching the movie. Extremely disappointing. Wait, are these critics? Critics. Oh my god. Okay, these guys are critics. Sorry, I've never used this fucking website before. Okay, here we go. Actual reviews. Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, ever under the radar, but always working. Ben Mendelsohn team up in this better than average superhero movie. Okay, so they're okay with that. I want to see the bad reviews. Captain Marvel thrived franchise finally, but it took a while for me to warm up to the character. Just reminded me, hold on. I do not read Spanish, if that's what that is. That looks like Spanish. Captain Marvel disappoints on multiple fronts, delivering a lackluster superhero narrative tainted by an underdeveloped protagonist, lackluster special effects, and conspicuous plot holes. The central character comes across as hastily conceived, lacking depth needed to be established. Okay, yeah, once again, it sounds like it's just really formulated and boring. After the awful press beforehand, I expected to hate this movie. At first, it was just bland and boring. I found nothing about the characters or plot compelling, but all of the retcon stuff, what is that? Was tortured nonsense. Nick Fury losing his eye, the stupid cat, just made me hate it even more. It's fine. Best thing about this movie was Fury with Goose. I have not watched this movie. I don't know. Good CGI, bland story. All right, works short. Okay, so it seems like the people that didn't like it, it's just kind of bland. It has nothing to do with the fact that they put women in it. Why'd you just assume it was because they put fucking women in it, dude? Like, yeah, Jesus Christ. That took me, a couple minutes. I was able to kind of get, a general idea of why people didn't like it. It sounds like it was just a boring fucking movie, and that's why people didn't like it, dude.
Basically. And I think they spent, hundreds of millions total producing and
let's just keep listening to this fucking idiot talk nonsense.
Disney losing a lot of money on these woke movies.
Yeah, it's simply because they're fucking woke. It has nothing to do with the bland storytelling, anything like that. No, it's just because they've gone woke, bro. Dude, please, get out of your fucking bubble. I don't know, live a little bit.
So you love to see it, and let's bask in it.
No, I hate that, dude. When people have this just one fucking frame of viewing the world. That's what he's doing. He has this one frame. It's like, oh, woke bad. And then he's like, okay, why did this movie fail? Obviously because they put women in it. Oh my god, dude. There are more factors to things than just women or fucking wokeness or whatever. There's always more going on. And it's good to kind of step outside of yourself a little bit and go hey, maybe, I'm trying to jump to this conclusion, but maybe that's not right. Have you ever had that thought in your fucking life, Zeducation? Have you ever once had that thought?
Let's keep pushing it because this has to end. Number 6. When the Babylon Bee predicts the future. This is real. So maybe, I guess this did age well for the prediction of the future, but here we go. Babylon Bee article. Excited parents throw gender reveal party for their teenager. And this really happened. Parents host gender reveal party for their trans son and broadcast it on TikTok.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah, they're showing support, hardcore. No, I appreciate it. I've actually known people that have transitioned that struggle really, really hard with their parents accepting them. So it's cool to see the family supporting them. I don't see anything wrong with this.
TikTok. A literally predicted the future. They're now having gender reveals for teenagers.
Yeah, because people like figure themselves out at different times in life. Yeah. Once again, I know this guy's just going to be like, oh, trans people don't actually exist or whatever. I know that's where he's going with it. He's never going to say it, though. That's one of my biggest issues with this guy, is that I feel like he makes content specifically for people that already assume like a lot of different things about the world. And that means he doesn't really have to explain any of his positions or why he believes them or anything. Like he just kind of gestures at something and says like, that's fucking silly, and then moves on. Like, it's so stupid. It's so vain. Like, you can barely even call this content. He just like points at shit and calls it crazy. Like that's all he's doing.
Again.
And making faces. Oh, look at that face. Is the, Actually, where's the 654? Dude, this is going to be my thumbnail. Yeah.
Babylon Bee. They have a crystal ball. They're predicting the future. It's not this.
Could you explain why it's bad, though? Could you just explain why you think it's bad, please?
They've done this many times now. Number 5. For this one, we go to academia and Harvard, who claims to be this...
Oh, let's see this fucking, I'm guessing only like high school educated fucking moron tackle somebody from Harvard. Let's watch.
Bastion of free speech.
Yeah,
Here's the clip here.
Our university embraces a commitment to free expression. That commitment extends even to views that many of us find objectionable, even outrageous.
Beautiful. I already love this. I already fucking love this. They're trying to be open to all viewpoints. I like it.
We do not punish or sanction people for expressing such views.
Beautiful. Yes. Okay. So far, I'm loving this, dude. I have no fucking issue with this lady.
But that is a far cry for endorsing them.
Okay, fair.
It's in the exercise of our freedom to speak that we reveal our characters. And
I
we
would
reveal
agree.
the character of our institution.
Okay.
We can issue public pronouncements declaring the rightness of our own points of view and vilify those who disagree.
Could do that. Probably wouldn't be good.
Or we can choose to talk and to listen with care and humility, to seek deeper understanding, and to meet one another with compassion. We can inflame an already volatile situation on our campus, or we can focus our attention.
Oh, I wonder what's happening on the Harvard campus. I don't know how long ago this video was made. Like, this video is 5 days old. I don't know how old this video is. Seems like whatever's going on is relatively recent, though. Yeah, I wonder what's blowing up on. Actually, I'm fucking curious now. More looking up stuff. Harvard political issues. No. Go away. Harvard. Oh my God. Could you? Oh, what is? Stop it. Harvard. Recent. I have no idea. Never mind. Fuck it.
Where it
I only have so
belongs,
much attention
on the
I can give to that
unfolding
shit.
tragedy thousands of miles away. We can ask ourselves how, as human beings, we can be helpful to people who are desperately trying to protect themselves and their families.
Okay, obviously talking
People
about like
who are fighting to
the
survive.
Hamas shit, or like fucking Israel Palestine.
How we go forward as
Ukraine,
a
Russia.
community is up to each of us. I've spent most of my career at this institution. I have seen the people of Harvard come together despite their differences.
Right now.
I know that we are capable of meeting this moment and meeting one another with grace.
So, championing free.
Before he gets into his old bullshit spiel, I don't have a single issue with what that lady said. Being open to all points of view, being sympathetic towards people, like that's. Yeah, and trying to like come together. Yeah, I don't see an issue with that.
Free speech, which is hilarious, and I'll tell you why here in a second. But
oh, also just remember, Harvard is a private institution. So free speech doesn't necessarily fucking apply. I mean, they can have their own rules when it comes to what's allowed and what isn't. Just as any business can, right? Any business can like kick you out. Like if you're starting to be an asshole or whatever, they can kick you out. Like free speech doesn't like come into play there. It's like, no, I can be a fucking asshole all I want in your fucking store and you can't do anything about it. Like it's not really how it works. And once again, that applies to Harvard. It's a private institution. They have their own rules. You just got to keep that in mind.
She's right on a few points. We should allow free speech. That's what this country's founded on, right? And the best part about free speech is when people say and do things, they get across their points of view, and then you can identify who you don't want to associate with, right? And the best way to tackle...
That's not necessarily it. It was more about understanding and coming to get together once again.
Free speech, wrong speech is right speech. You should correct those people, right? That's how free speech works. For example, these people... did you guys see the TikTok trend where they were allowing...
Oh, let's get into the TikTok outrage. Yeah, after this stupid fucking ad. I hate these ads so much.
People were sympathizing with Osama bin Laden, which is really, really funny because if you actually read that letter, there is a lot of very wild stuff. He's essentially promoting his religion, which excludes the people that are sympathizing with him. And I'll leave it at that. It's hilarious.
I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Yeah, I have no... Who's sympathizing with Osama bin Laden? What? Why? What? Also, you're an advocate for free speech, right? So if somebody was sympathetic towards Osama bin Laden vocally, you should be cool with that. Well, I don't know. It sounds like you are. I don't know what the fuck... I don't know what you're talking about.
Clown world. Only in clown world. These people wouldn't exist in his ideal world. That's just a fact. Anyways, we identify those people as they're making these videos, and we know they're stupid. We don't want to associate with them or their dumb ideas. That's how free speech works.
Yeah, you completely missed a point. It's about understanding and coming together, not like excluding people after you hear them say a couple words. Whatever.
It's beautiful. Anyways, back to Harvard. They're not this place. They don't advocate for free speech, and they never really have, at least in recent years. Recently, Harvard University is the worst college for free speech. A
Boston Herald, huh?
abysmal rating report says, because of things like this, Harvard withdraws 10 acceptances for offensive memes in private group chat. They revoked 10 acceptance letters for memes, and not just memes out in public either.
See, yeah, that depends, and it also depends on how long ago it was. That stuff gets a little bit iffy, like ruining people's lives over some memes and stuff. I don't know if I'm cool with that. That's a little sketchy. Once again, though, they're a private business. They can do what they want. I would say no private place really is a full, true advocate for free speech. That's always more or less been like a public thing. Like, private institutions are going to run their stuff in a specific way. It's always been that way. But if they're like, not accepting people because of, it depends on the meme. I mean, if people are running around talking about like fucking genociding people or some shit, or like, they're fucking like just open neo-Nazis, I don't know if I would blame Harvard so much for it. But I don't know. What are the memes? You haven't really gotten into it. That's another thing I don't like about this guy is he doesn't really, we saw some headlines. He didn't really get into the articles though.
Memes in private groups. That's real. They did that. So this lady, she's a hypocrite. She's a liar. Don't trust her.
It sounds. I do trust her. Like once again, they're going to be lines, but ultimately, I mean, hopefully they live up to what that lady was saying. I hope they do. And I could see it. I mean, it's Harvard, dude. I don't know. I don't know. Let's
obviously, in academia, this is where kids go to rot their brains in most cases. So hopefully you can teach.
Is he anti-college? Fuck.
Them before they go, and they can combat these bad ideas while they're there. Number 4.
Okay, it's colleges have gotten super duper liberal. Just to be fair, there have been some weird like cancellations when it comes to people, like fucking professors and whatnot. I'm not entirely in favor of. Once again, they have the right to manage their shit as they do, but colleges definitely tend to be a lot more liberal, and sometimes they can go a bit overboard, as long as they're allowing for like other ideas, like like Republican speakers to come in and shit. I think I'm cool with it overall, but I don't know.
We have.
Oh, also the anti-college thing. If you genuinely believe that going to college is like a waste of time and it'll like rot your brain, you're fucking retarded, dude. As long as you get a degree, like in a field where you're pretty much guaranteed a job, you're going to be earning a lot of fucking money. You are. You're going to increase your earning potential or your income potential by like so fucking much. College is not a waste of time at all.
Have to include this on this list because it's just still mind-boggling that it even happened.
Mind-boggling.
There we go. The next Warren Buffett on Fortune magazine.
No idea who this is.
Oh, look at that. Then we got him, Sam Bankman-Fried,
What's wrong with all this?
with his favorite politicians that he helped buy.
He bought
And
politicians.
more on this. Here's his list of politicians that he helped support. And you go through these red ones and you realize, wow, they're not really conservatives or Republicans. They're,
Did the guy come out as a Republican? Was Warren Buffett a Republican? I've no idea.
the ones that are not very good in that party. I was like, wow, it's pretty one-sided if you just even looking at the colors here, even including those red ones. But it did not age well, thankfully, because Sam Bankman-Fried found guilty on all 7 criminal counts for collapse of his crypto empire.
I'm not familiar with any of this. Also, just because he was like kind of scummy, does that mean the entire like Democratic Party's scummy? Is that how that works? I don't really know what he's getting at outside of that. Dude, I wish this guy would explain his beliefs a little bit more. Explain why things he says are bad are actually bad.
Have fun rotting in prison. Enjoy it. Truly. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, my takeaway there is the guy came out as a Republican but only supported Democrats, and then he got fucking like charged with like 7 different fucking things or whatever. Convicted potentially on a few. I don't know. He didn't say. I don't get it. Once again, it sounds like he's saying, "Oh, this guy that supported Democrats did a bad thing, which makes the Democratic Party bad." Is that? That's the only thing I can glean from that, dude.
Number 3. So more on this wokeness in this very bizarre way the media paints pictures when they subtly paint things, and a lot of people won't even notice it. But recently, CBS, they aired this news story.
This is footage of the man police say they were looking for. He has not yet been identified, but we are blurring his face at the moment while charges are pending. We watched again as all of this went down. More than a dozen officers were around when it happened before entering a home here on Lafayette Avenue. Now,
Blurring his face as charges pending. You know, I'm not against that. I think it's innocent until proven guilty, right? And the media, they can paint someone as guilty just by declaring the headline, showing their face everywhere. And then it's
So
guilty
far, so good.
in the media until it's guilty forever, really. You see it all the time.
So far, so
But
good.
the part that is very bizarre about this is they don't do this with everyone. For example,
this is footage of the man police say they were looking for. He has not yet been identified, but we are blurring his face at the moment while charges are pending. We watched again as all of this went down. More than a dozen officers were around when it happened before entering a home here on Lafayette Avenue. Now,
same station, not censoring someone.
Okay, have you looked into it at all? There could be reasons why. Have you even thought about the fact that there could be other things involved in their involved in their decision making?
As charges pending. Look at that. Why are they not censoring his face?
It could have already been out in the open as well, so it would be pointless to censor his face. That's like one reason I can think of off the top of my head. Like, I could easily see CBS censoring shit as best they can for people that have only been charged with things, and it hasn't really gotten out yet. But if somebody's already like in the public eye being accused of shit, like there's not really much of a point in censoring their face or blurring their face or whatever, right? Like I feel like that is a super easy, just off the top of my head explanation as to why they treated these two things differently. Also, is CBS really like a Democratic channel? I've always thought of them as like more neutral. Also, is this supposed to be political? I don't know why he's railing on CBS so hard.
Very, very weird. Not surprising, but this is the sickness that is in the media, and this is how they subtly push things.
You're just assuming a lot of shit. Like a lot of shit. You're like, oh, they're probably doing bad things. I'm just gonna assume they are, and then leave it at that. Yeah, you haven't looked into it whatsoever. You haven't thought about any contradicting like ideas. You haven't challenged your assumptions at all. Is what I'm saying. It's really fucking annoying.
Narratives that they want to be pushed, don't want to be pushed, vice versa. Number 2, we go to the Biden border wall. And this is, we're going to get to a CNN report confirming this. This is from CNN. This isn't even from me. This is a real story.
I think I already know how to explain this.
This is happening. As you guys remember, during Joe Biden's campaign, he promised this. A border wall is the physical embodiment of real Donald Trump's inability to develop effective immigration policy. His use of Department of Defense funds for the wall is a phony answer to the real challenges we face. And he knows it. Even going as far as saying that not another foot will be built under his if he wins. He said that. Not another foot of the wall will be built if he wins. And that was a lie because the Biden administration waives 26 federal laws to allow border wall construction. And as promised, here is CNN reporting on it. You know it's bad when the far left-wing media is reporting on this.
Here, I'll say real quick, it is a bad look if they did come out and say we're not going to build any more walls on the border, and then they end up doing it. Once again, with walls, I don't know. Like obviously, like building one gigantic fucking wall across the border is not like the ultimate solution to immigration. But walls can be useful when it comes to like getting like making choke points, bringing people in a specific area so we can process them. Like obviously that's going to be important to an extent. But yeah, if they did say that we're not going to build any more wall, and then they ended up, backpedaling on that's a bad look. I mean, I can't really defend it.
President Biden is building the wall, at least part of it. This is something he said he would not do. The Biden administration announced it will waive 26 federal laws to allow border wall construction in South Texas because of what they call an acute and immediate need. The plan is to construct up to 20 miles of new border barriers in Starr County. That's in the Rio Grande Valley area. Some 245,000 migrants have attempted to cross the border illegally in just that one sector since October of last year.
And that explains why they would want to build the walls there. Once again, yeah, to help with the immigration process and make it so people can't just like fucking come in willy-nilly. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Once again, looks a little like backpedaling. Doesn't look good for Biden. But I understand the practical need for walls in certain parts of the border, obviously.
On the entire border there, the number is closer to 3 million. Hundreds of migrants rushed past Border Control agents near El Paso yesterday. So when he was running for president, Biden made clear that he would not expand the border wall if elected.
Trump campaigned on build that wall. Are you willing to tear that wall down?
No, there will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
The president also said today that former presidents have said to him that they wish that they had built a wall. Do you recall President Obama ever saying that?
I can't think of a single one who said that. We need border security, but that's not the border security we need.
And on the day he took office, President Biden signed a proclamation stating that, quote, building a massive wall that spans the entire southern border is not a serious policy solution.
And that's the difference between Trump and Biden. Obviously, at certain points on the border, you're going to need some walls. You're going to need some construction in order to funnel people in so they can be processed. Of course. The thing is, that's not what Trump was saying with Build the Wall. Trump wanted to wall off the entire fucking border and just not let anybody in. I don't know what else to say. Like, his entire immigration policy for Mexico was just build a fucking wall. That's not a solution. Like, Biden is using, like, building walls. It is only like a part of the solution, right? Whereas Trump was trying to do it as a whole. Like, that's the big fucking difference. If you can't see that, Zeducation, you're fucking retarded. Once again, it's a bad look for Biden. I'm not gonna lie, it is. But I can see the practical need for what he's doing.
And we should note today's action does not do that. It's a 20-mile section. Nevertheless, it is very different than what President Biden campaigned on.
Very tough. Very
True,
tough.
it is.
But maybe this is just further proof that they don't want him as their candidate anymore. So maybe that's why they're reporting it. Maybe they found a sliver
I
of a
think Biden's
conscience.
still
I don't know.
He's not very
Maybe.
popular at the moment. I don't
Probably
know,
not that though. Number 1. We're gonna get to some more Biden here, but it was recently Biden's 81st birthday.
Oh, by the way, I love how he has all those books like to his fucking left, like Ernest Hemingway and shit. I bet that guy has never read a fucking book in his adult life. I almost guarantee it.
And in honor of that, there's a little highlight reel at the end of this video showing his 81-year-old self, well, 80-year-old self, but celebrating his 81st birthday and the call for term limits and possibly age limits. But back to number 1.
Okay, once again, that applies to Trump too. Please God, if you're going to say this stuff, I can agree to it as long as you're talking about both the Democrat and Republican parties. And of course, you're only talking about this now, I'm sure, because it's a Democrat in office and not a Republican. You probably weren't talking about age limits when Trump was fucking president, were you? Like, I'm okay with criticizing Biden as long as it's gotta be able to go both ways. Those sorts of criticisms, they have to go both ways. Otherwise, you just look like a dumbass, like a fucking hypocrite. And that's kind of how you're looking, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Biden claims he was at ground zero day after 9/11, but his own book puts him in D.C. So this, as we get to another CNN clip calling him out about his lies.
This sounds like another thing I'm not going to try to defend. Maybe they're the same thing. If he looks bad, he looks bad.
But this is what he does. He's been doing this for a while now, where he says, "Yeah, I was born in Israel." I don't know if he said that, but that's the kind of stuff. It's like, but you weren't though. You're talking to a bunch of people in Israel, so you're saying this to try to connect with them. It's very bizarre. Anyways. I
don't know if that's true.
CNN
I don't honestly.
report
I'm not going to just take this
talking
guy's
about
word for it.
how bad he lies and the problem that it is.
And he has done, I don't know if it's similar things, but he's sort of told some stories that don't line up quite like this before.
Yeah, this president has a pattern at this point of either inventing or embellishing stories about his own past.
Once again, it's okay to criticize Biden for this. I think that's perfectly fair. But you have to be able to criticize Trump for the same thing. You have to be able to, it has to go both ways.
His biography, he did it.
And once again, I doubt with education, I doubt he has the fucking capacity, the brain power in order to criticize somebody that's like part of his party. I bet he has not criticized Trump on this shit.
3 times in one speech last month alone, he claimed he had witnessed a bridge collapse in Pittsburgh when he actually showed up about 6 hours later. He claimed that his grandfather had died just days before he was born himself at the same hospital. In fact, his grandpa died more than a year before in a different state, not the same hospital.
Yeah, it sounds like he embellishes his stories.
And he also repeated a favorite false story that I and others have debunked over and over again about a supposed conversation with an Amtrak train conductor he was friends with, who was actually deceased at the time the conversation would have had to take place.
Yikes,
and that's
yikes,
not
yikes,
all.
Biden.
There are some more serious ones in my view. Previously in his presidency, he claimed at one point he'd been arrested during a civil rights protest when, in other versions of the story, he just said an officer had taken him home from a protest. He said he had visited the Pittsburgh synagogue where worshippers were killed in a 2018 mass shooting. In fact, he had actually spoken to the rabbi, but never went. And he's made a whole bunch of others too. He said at one point, Republicans like to bring this up, he said that he used to drive a tractor trailer, he used to drive an 18-wheeler. Never happened. The White House later clarified he used to drive a school bus at one point as a job briefly. School bus, of course, not an 18-wheeler. So whatever his intentions, whether it's foggy memory about stuff that's going on decades ago or deliberate embellishment, this is an unfortunate pattern that keeps coming up again and again with Joe Biden.
That's bad luck.
An unfortunate pattern. What a great...
Now, once again, dude, if you're going to criticize Biden over this shit, you have to be able to look at Trump saying oh yeah, I saw the Muslims going up on the fucking rooftops or whatever during 9/11. You have to be able to criticize that shit too, okay? Please just as long as it goes both ways. I'm cool with it, okay? I don't think it will go both ways with you though. You don't seem like the type.
Description. Yeah, we've been saying this for a long time. This guy's a chronic liar. CNN reporting on...
Dude, okay, you're criticizing... I need to know what his opinions are of Trump. I have to know things he said about Trump. Please, I need to know more about this guy now. Fuck.
This is just... It's so beautiful to see. Maybe it's kind of scary, though, because who are they going to put in place of him if they are trying to replace him? We'll see.
All I know is Trump ain't beating them, dude.
Before we get to the compilation of Joe Biden, this beautiful compilation in celebration of his birthday... we have a couple bonus clips. Like I said, it's been a while since we did it. That didn't age well, so we got to catch up on some things. So on to the first bonus clip. Lululemon CEO who fired employees for confronting thieves stands by decision. It's only merchandise. And right after that, shortly after it, this was his Lululemon. Look at this. You hate to see it, but this is what he promoted. It's just merchandise. It's just let it go. It's just merchandise. $180 sweatshirts.
Of course, this is bad. I will
pants.
never condone theft.
Probably made for $5 in China, Taiwan. You know, all these places. All right. So, in Angel, this is what you're promoting.
I would hope that the Democratic Party hasn't gone so far to where they're like a lot of people are saying that like theft is excusable. I know there's been a lot of shit when it comes to private property getting damaged for like during protests and stuff. Guys, protests are good. Riots are not. Theft and hurting private businesses is not good at all, dude. A lot of people like that private property means a lot to them. That could be their entire fucking life. So just because you have some BLM riots popping up and they end up fucking up some businesses, just because it's BLM doesn't mean you have to condone it. You can support the protests while condoning the riots. You can do both at the same time. Never ever condone theft and destruction of like private property. Never ever do that. Don't get stuck in that trap.
This is what you're promoting. Terrible CEO. On to the next one. Flashback to this beautiful, beautiful article. We've been over this a couple times, I believe, but it's so sweet to bring it up again. UN predicts disaster if global warming not checked. June 29, 1989.
Oh, here we go.
A senior UN environmental official says entire nations could be wiped off the face of the earth by rising sea levels if the global warming trend is not reversed by the year 2000.
We don't have like people that can predict the future, dude. All right, no, this isn't Dune. Okay, we don't have people that can fucking like just fucking huff some fucking sand or whatever and like see into the goddamn future. Okay, and so yeah, predictions are always going to be a little bit rough. They're never going to be perfect. They're never going to be super accurate. Global warming is still a fucking issue, dude. Just because it hasn't become disastrous yet doesn't mean it won't.
Almost 24 years past that, 23 and a half, and that hasn't happened. So
still, the global temperatures have been rising and problems have been popping up, and it will just get worse. Global warming is serious, dude. Just because, once again, our predictions aren't fucking perfect doesn't mean the entire thing is illegitimate. Your argument is bullshit.
So what's going on here?
What's going on? Once again, predictions. We can't predict the fucking future. What do you want from us, dude? Do you want us to be able to fucking be able to see in the fucking future? I don't know what you expect, dude. We are doing the best we can. We can't predict the future with 100% certainty. We have rough ideas of what might happen if things go a certain fucking way. That's it. That's all we can fucking do. And with those predictions that we have, that's the best we have. That's all we fucking got to go off of. And I say we trust scientists and we do go off those predictions and try to curb global warming because, once again, it can end disastrously. And like throughout the entirety history of Earth, when CO2 levels have risen, have gone too fucking far, it's always led to mass die-offs. It's bad for life on the planet. It just is. I don't know what else to tell you, dude. Are you seriously one of those guys that's like, oh, all scientists are obviously wrong because I'm like way smarter than them because I have mega Republican brain, or what? Like, these guys live and breathe fucking science, like stats, figures, data. They're the best we got. They are our flashlight in the dark. Sometimes that flashlight kind of fritzes out a little bit. Yes, but it's the only thing we have. It's all we got, dude.
I know was it the Dutch? They're increasing taxes on their planes because of this situation.
I think that's fine. Yeah, fine economic there was the fucking what CO2 cap or whatever, or like a cap and trade. Yeah, those ideas actually sound like pretty decent ideas. A pretty good and somewhat natural way of limiting CO2, like our CO2 output. I think those are good ideas.
Gain control. I don't know. I'm just saying, but this didn't happen. So back to more idiotic and dumb policies. We have McDonald's, Chipotle hiking menu prices after California raises fast food minimum wage. And that right there, they raised the minimum wage to $20 an hour.
No, they didn't. Wait, California's minimum wage is not $20 an hour, dude. I looked this up the other day. It's just not. It's... Okay, as of January 1st, 2024, employees in California must earn an annual salary of no less than $66,560 to meet this threshold requirement. Well, that's not possible. In 2023, the minimum wage is $15.50 for all employees, regardless of employer size. It's not $20 an hour. Where is he getting that? Where is he getting $20 an hour? It's just not. Also, I don't understand like economically how like increasing the minimum wage works when it comes to like prices going up. I don't know how that balances out. I'm not an economist, but I do think people should be able to afford to live. Yeah, it's probably a good thing. But I don't have the answers. He is wrong though. It's not $20 an hour. I don't know where the fuck he's getting that.
You know, no offense to anyone that works there, but that's just not a $20 an hour job.
Yeah, okay, but if they're like paying people like $10 an hour and like, all like the low level fucking jobs that you're likely to get, like fucking retail, fast food, gas station shit. If they're all like paying you only like $7.25 or whatever, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. And if you don't have a degree, there's no like room to like for you to like move up or whatever. That you're just kind of fucked. What are people supposed to do in that situation? Like, what is your answer to that? Like in the first video I saw of you, you're criticizing like homelessness in San Francisco. A lot of that is due to like just not having enough social safety nets and not having simple like preventative measures like increasing the minimum wage. What is your answer to all that? You say all those homeless people are bad, but also we shouldn't be paying people enough to live. I don't know how you reconcile those two ideas in your head. What do you want people to do, dude?
So how do you combat the higher wages? You lay people off or you raise prices. Sad. This is what happens though when you have people making policies.
Once again, neither one of us is a fucking economist. It's got to be a lot more technical than that. I'm guessing increasing the minimum wage will overall most likely benefit employees. I'm guessing not every fucking place in the goddamn like state is going to end up like majorly raising their fucking prices because minimum wage has gone up. I'm guessing it does benefit employees. That would be my guess. Otherwise, states are just like, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing at that point. Like, why ever raise the minimum wage? We should just like keep it at $7.25, right? And then like prices overall should go down, right? Like in your world, that's how it should work. I doubt that's how it would fucking work. Let's just pay people less, and then like things will cost less, and it'll be fine. I don't think it's like a 1-to-1, dude.
Is like this. We go to Defiant L's on Twitter for this one of my favorite Twitter accounts. Can't have a list without him. We got this guy who in December of 2021 said, I like to start my day with a workout and telling Republicans to F off.
I like it. You missed the coffee part too. Coffee is a very essential to that formula. Okay. Yeah. Fucking workout, coffee, Republicans. Fuck you. I love it, dude.
And not that long after, about 2 months later, can Republicans stop dividing us and act like Americans for 5 minutes? Seriously.
It's a little funny, but also Republicans have gone like way off the fucking board, dude. Trump has like pulled the Republican Party way too far to the right. Dude, you guys have gone fucking insane.
We need it.
I'm sorry, like some things like denying like scientific truths and shit. Like when your party like that becomes the fucking norm, you have gone too far. You have gone too far. We rely on science for almost everything in our fucking lives and for like future improvements and whatnot. So when you start denying essential things like that, then yeah, I would say you guys have gone a little bit too fucking far and you're being a little bit too fucking divisive.
Can't make it up. Can't make it up. Just beautiful. Love it. Another Joe Biden. I make no apologies for being the most pro-union.
Yeah, I don't know. Biden's the most pro-union president that's ever been. That seems like a pretty extreme claim right there. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Build a block a railroad union from striking. Oh shit, that was complicated. That whole situation was complicated. Of course, this guy's going to like reduce it down to the most stupid level he possibly can. It's going to be see, Biden hypocrite. I'm guessing he had good reasons for doing what he did. I would like to know more about that situation. I'm not siding with Biden just automatically. I'm trying to take a neutral stance. I would like to know more about that situation.
And fact check on December 22nd.
Here, let's just get to you calling him a hypocrite.
Just go through his Twitter feed.
There we go.
You'll find lots of these fact checks like this because they're lying nonstop. This is what he does. This is what his administration does.
Once again, you can criticize Biden for that as long as you're okay with criticizing Trump for the same fucking things. He has lied more than like almost any president has ever had in the history of the U.S., right? You have to be able to criticize your own guys too, dude.
Real?
Like, just once again, I'm able to like criticize Biden. Like say, yeah, he's got some faults here and there. You need to be able to do the same thing with your president. Please, God. If you're going to have those criticisms, same standards across the board. That's what I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. Otherwise, you are the biggest, most idiotic fucking hypocrite I have ever criticized on YouTube. Well, you're the first one I've really criticized like on YouTube, I guess. But still, it does make you the biggest.
It's still hard to control a narrative when you have stuff like this under your tweets. How'd you do in today's video? Did you cringe?
Yeah, I cringed a decent amount at you and your fucking bullshit. Here to summarize, seems like that's pretty much it. I don't know if he looks over anything else here. Some more Biden shit, just a little fucking reel of Biden like fucking shit up or whatever. Haha. I think it's really annoying attacking presidents for like misspeaking and shit. If they're like straight up lying, I get that. But like making fun of them, a little. Here, what I'm trying to say is, attack their policy positions. Attack what they're actually doing. Don't attack like the little blunders and fuck ups. I think it's just a waste of time. It's stupid. It's petty. Overall, I wish this guy would elaborate more on like why he disagrees with certain things. He once again just like kind of gestures towards values, but yet never really like tells you what they are. You know what I mean? And he just has some weird ass beliefs. Apparently he doesn't believe that global warming is a big deal. He doesn't believe that. It seems like he's not very open to trans shit, which is like, dude, nowadays it's a little sketchy. I think it's fine. I don't see any problem with trans stuff. Just on a basic level, I think we can all agree. As long as like the person's not hurting anybody, why not let them do what they want to do with their lives, right? It's the land of the free, right, motherfucker? Yeah, we should be able to do whatever the fuck we want with our bodies. You know, we should be able to do that kind of shit. It's not hurting anybody, not interfering with anything. Well, except you would argue, it's interfering because I don't like it. Well, no, at that point, I would say you're the one interfering. You're the problem. So I don't get it. I feel like we can all agree that, they're not hurting anybody, so why not just let them do what they want to do? But whatever. Ultimately, though, I think this guy is just, his content is just super, like, surface level and bland because he never touches on, like, the deeper shit. Like, what are his actual political stances? Why does he believe the things he does? I wish he talked more about this stuff, but he never will because, he's probably a bit of a coward, and I think he's probably pretty fucking stupid, just from the little I've seen of him. I guess that's it. Love you guys. Bye-bye.